Miss Errum, real life. The stage is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening from wherever you are joining us. I'll apologize because I have some really bad connectivity issues, so I won't be able to turn on my camera this evening, but we will move forward as planned. Welcome to the day two of our AI and research series. Today's session, Smart Researchers Using AI-Driven Tools for Literature Review, builds on the foundation we created yesterday. And I'm glad to see all of you back and ready to continue this journey. Our speaker, I'll introduce her, Miss Sana, brings over 13 years of experience in higher education and AI integrated teaching. She is lecturer at FAST Islamabad and also leads strategic programs and AI training at Skilling Future. Her work spans from national and international programs, from educator training to curriculum innovation, and she continues to advocate for future ready, equitable education as the country representative for Women Ascension. I'm Errum Ahmed, Head of Research and Policy Development at Women Ascension, and I'll be moderating today's discussion. My focus is to guide the flow, support your learning, and help us make most of from Ms. Sana's expertise. Thank you for joining us today, and let's get all started.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. Um, Please do share where you're joining us from in the chat. It's good to be back. It is, as Iram has said, it is our second session within the series related to how AI can be utilized in the research process. In yesterday's session, we looked at how effective prompting can help you understand the area that you want to work in, help you develop better question, help you critique the work that you're doing by yourself, and help you gain clarity and even establish your workflow. Because by the end of the day, AI is not supposed to do your work for you, but it is more or less about how it can act as a thought partner in this case, how you can utilize it for maybe working with your ideas, clarifying your ideas, what other aspects are present there. Today's session is building on to that, and this is about smarter searchers using AI-driven tools for literature review. And I think that you guys are going to enjoy that. So let's begin with something that a lot of us who are working with or who conduct researches have experienced. Literature review today have become really very overwhelming. Research output has exploded. Every year, there are more than 2.5 million papers that are published. Search engines show you thousands of results, and at times you're still trying to figure out, okay, did I find the right papers? Did I miss something that's important? Are the sources credible? Because again, we know that okay, with respect to research output, quality is also important. Are these studies connected or totally unrelated? And sometimes the signals from this noise can take hours to actually clarify that, okay, where is it? Where do I find myself? Um, so what you need to do basically is that you need to, okay, Eram has introduced me, so I'll be moving ahead. So just talked about the current dynamics. What you need to do is within this is that I think you need to find the right papers so that you're able to identify what are the patterns present. So if you're looking at something with the research with the respect to binge watching, you're looking at something with respect to increased coffee addiction among youngsters, and you want to look at an impact for that, that okay, what are the patterns? Are these patterns specific to certain age group? Along with that, within that pattern, what are the other things with respect to their study habits, with respect to maybe their maybe their sleep cycle? What are the other things that are connected? So you're also looking at your mapping connections as well, because by the end of the day, one of the misconceptions that we have about literature review is that let's talk about as many papers that are out there related to my topic. No, that's not the case. You're systematically, even within the literature review, you're supposed to build an argument as to why the topic that you're working in is important. What are the other works that have already been conducted? What are the connected works that are there? And how the other works that are present there build towards or help you build the I help you build basically the foundation for your own work. It is research. You're searching something that's already present. Some other dynamic has already been looked at. What are a new pattern? How is it that you are contributing to existing knowledge? So you are building that so you're building a solid foundation there to develop your argument. And traditional searching alone is not enough anymore. And this is the moment where AI-driven tools definitely can help you with that process. It's not about asking it to write your research for you. It is going to be about making your process smarter, faster, and more structured. And hopefully today we'll do that. So we do keep in mind that before introducing the tools that I'm going to talk about today, uh, it's not going to replace your judgment and interpretation. It's not going to replace your reading and synthesis. It can help you develop better understanding of a key area of a paper that you picked up, and you feel like, okay, maybe there are certain connections within that you're unable to figure out. And it's not a replacement for your academic responsibility. To keep in mind that ethics or AI ethics form a really big part of what you are going to do. So AI does help you find papers and extract evidence. It helps you map ideas visually. You're able to see, oh, what are the different cross connections? And I hope that the tools that I'm going to showcase today will help you with that. It helps you understand different patterns. What is there? What isn't there? How other researchers are connected to your own work, and in what way you can help work. You can work with them better, and you can also use it to ask better questions. Again, really very important. So AI tools do not write your literature review for you. They help you do it more rigorously, more systematically, and more transparently. This is something that we would need to keep in mind that, okay, by the end of the day, with respect to AI researchers, with respect to any work with AI, it can augment, it can amplify. It's not supposed to replace your thinking, your work, what is the creativity you're bringing in, an angle that you're bringing in. So, with different stages to the research process, number one, you're going to be looking at again search and discovery. In yesterday's session, we looked at how prompting can help you uh, clarify a certain idea that you have in your mind, help you establish certain gap areas that are present, what are the emerging areas that are present there, and how you can work with it better. Along with that, it can also help you with filtering and evaluation that, okay, whether or not different researchers that I'm looking at, how relevant are they to my work? Because initially, when we used to go on Google Scholar or any other site, we used to find through different keywords what are the different research papers, download all of them, and then start reading them. Now it's smarter now with respect to that. Okay, now you can gather the research papers, you can identify patterns, but with all of these things happening, it's also our task to ensure that we are doing a good job with building the argument. And then we are exploring the gaps and the connections that are present. And that can only happen once we understand what the area says, what are the papers within that area, what are the different researchers that have been connected, how much time did that particular research take, what were the results of those studies. And it's also about synthesis and insight building. uh, you take notes along the way, understand what's ongoing there. Any point that you're not able to understand, you jot that down and then you look for more information. So within research, these are some of the things that, or these are the stages within the research process that are definitely important. Now, with respect to ethical considerations, this is a critical part. And before we go to the demos, we do need to, as I talked about yesterday, this is something that's important. Verify the claims that are being made. Always, even when you're putting in your article in ChatGPT or any of the other platforms, have a look at whether or not is it an accurate summary. And that will only happen when you yourself have read the research paper. You yourself have looked at what the study entails. Then also look into that, okay, citations with respect that, okay, the hope ensure that they are not hallucinated. Because we did say that, okay, at times there is a tendency within different LLMs that they can end up producing, they can end up creating citations for you. That used to happen a lot earlier. There is, but then it can happen. Uh, uh, Also, with respect to ethical consideration, quality of publication, and also ensure that the paper exists. AI is augmenting your thought process. It is a tool, and it is not a replacement for your reading. It is not a replacement for your writing. Do the reading and the writing part, do the reading and the writing part yourself. Because if we are not going to do the reading and the writing part, then we will not be able to, then you will not be able to understand what your area states. And you will have a very superficial understanding of what is ongoing. And if you have to conduct, or if you have to give a viva afterwards, you will not be able to have that theoretical underpinning and understanding of what actually is required, what your field states, and how you are building onto that. So let's move forth to the next part, and I'm going to show you the first platform that is SciSpace. There are multiple platforms out there, and those platforms keep getting updated. Some of the platforms are really amazing with respect to what they are able to do. I've shared the link. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to share what the interface looks like. This is how SciSpace is going to appear for all of you. On the left-hand side, you will see that, okay, it has a new chat, you have the library, anything that you are working on, you can save it in your library. It has an AI, it has an agent gallery. First, understand the platform. Once you have the basics understood, then we'll be looking into what is it that each of the feature can do. There is an AI writer, there is a limitation there as well in the free version. I'm showcasing the free version for you guys. All of these platforms that I showcase are going to be freemium. There are definitely paid tiers, and as with any platform goes, when you pay, there are definitely other features that open up there. The literature review, helping you find the topic, paraphraser, citation generator, you can extract data, there is an AI detector as well. Now let's start off with the new chart. Uh, this is the interface where you're going to, what is a task that you can give it? And then there are options with respect to, do you want to upload your own files? Do you want to add in a file from Google Drive? But again, the Google Drive, then you need to give it permission for it to be connected. Do you want to conduct deep research? And then I'm going to talk about what's the difference between the other search that you have and the deep research. Then this also gives you some of the ideas with respect to how is it that you can build your task. Do you want to search for papers? You want to write a report? You want to analyze data? You want to find grants? What are the different things that you would like to do? And then again, what else is there? What do you want to use? Do you want to use the Python library, Google Patents? If you connect search for more, you can see what are the other possibilities that it can provide for you. Now, because we are working with literature review, maybe what I want to do is I'm going to ask it a question that, um, okay, do does gaming help with improved problem solving among teenagers? Okay. Now, I can conduct a deep research, but before going to deep research, I want to show you what it is going to do for you with your simple research. Within a free version, there are, I think so, 1 to 2 deep researches that you can do per month. And this is what, and this is the window that's going to open up. It's going to explore what is there, the database that it is connected to, and it's going to tell you, and it is going to give you the information that is, oh, sorry about that. Where did it go? Expect the unexpected sometimes. I'm going to work on it again. Sorry. Okay. Wonder where the history went. Yeah, this is where. And somehow, even though I did not connect it to the other part, it's going to give me results. It's conducting a it is conducting a research, more at a deeper level, and and it is giving me, okay, what it has done is now it has, and the search is still ongoing. And within this, it is giving me, at the moment, I have 76 papers. And along with that, it has given me a relevancy score. And what this has done is, because I had the AI, I was testing and I had the AI agent running earlier. This is what it is within the basic search doing for me. Do keep in mind, for every month we have 100 credits, I think so, that we can use for the agent research part. It is good, but the only issue with this is that, okay, you would then have to pay for getting additional one. Okay. So it's giving me output with respect to too long, do not read. This is an overview. Research mostly finds that playing certain video games is associated with better performance. It's giving me an evidence overview. And once I look at all of my files, this file is going to give me an idea, is going to give me a snippet with respect to the papers that are there, the year, how many citations of the paper are, what type of journal that is, where it has been published. Okay, let me open the window for more clarity. This is abstract. And if I want to add a column, a snippet, and you can definitely add a column, I may not be able to because I have utilized the coins earlier. You can do results. You can do a summarized introduction. There are 12 more elements that are present there. So you can click any of them and it is going to add in any information there. Games more than just fun. Again, an abstract is given. You can save any information you feel like that, okay, anything in any of your notebooks, you can create a new notebook. Okay, gaming. So somehow it's related to, okay, that is where I want to save it. This is also something that I want to save. I want to share it. I want to put it in a shared library. You can work collaborate with people, or you can work and collaborate with people on that. This is also, it can give you a combined research results if it is that, okay, gaming is a problem. Those researchers, there are 100 papers that are present there. You can filter the information based on whether a PDF is available, is it open access. You can pick up a year of publication that, okay, pick any from 2022. For example, I want to pick any from 2022 to 2025. I'll apply, and fail to apply filters. I don't know what ended up happening. And then you can also pick up the publication. You can also pick up the type of publication that is there. You can also additionally have a chat with it as well. Now moving back, uh, because we are developing the literature review, click the literature review option. And again, I am going to some of the things, because I have been working with it as well. So some of my recent researches are there. There is the option of standard. high quality, and you can also conduct a deep research. And again, as I talked about earlier, this is a premium platform, and it can tell you that, okay, where it's going to give you the information. Okay, so I am going to write is mobile usage among increased mobile usage among teenagers linked to rise in mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Okay. And it has started searching basic research, but then look at the information that it gives me. Um, First, it's going to give me answer from the top 5 papers within the field that it is connected to. Um, that is where that okay under different headings the information has been listed. Mobile phone addiction, impact of COVID, underlying causes and interventions. I want to save it. I can save it to a notebook as well. Again, it's going to ask me what is the name of the notebook that I want to give it. Okay. And mental health. Again, you're just using it to again gain insights and get a deeper understanding of what is ongoing. Okay, this is a table that is really interesting. And you saw this something similar in the earlier research as well. It is giving me, at the moment, it's showing me 10 out of the 10 papers. Within that, it's showcasing what journal, what's the DOI title, how many citations are there. I can chat with it as well. What are the insights? And then what is the methodology that has been used? The results that are there, the research gap that is present, the problem statement that had been given. Now, I think so when you can add in other columns as well. For example, too long did not read, literature surveys, any limitations for this research study. What were the objectives, the findings, the variables, the data set, and what was basically present there. So you can add up to you can add up to 5 columns. You want to add in filters again, similar to the publication type, the journals that are there, the keywords that need to be there, and then you can work with that as well. As you come down, you will see that okay, what are the other research papers? Again, methodology that has been used, the results that are there, and I have how many? Okay. What if and I've talked about the problem statement. So what I'm going to do is I maybe want to add a contribution element. Okay. I'll need to remove one of my columns. So you can add up to, in the free version, you can just add up to you can actually add just up to, for example, I want to look into future researches. You can just add up to 5 columns. So if you feel like any column needs to be there, you want more information related to it, you can remove one of the columns and then go ahead with that. So I remove the column related to the question and then a future research aspect. Again, you can save to the notebook that you were working with. That, okay, oh, this is an interesting area. I can work with it. I can explore it a little bit further and then see what are the possibilities that are present there. Then, so again, you can chat with it, have a PDF, you can have a summary of, and then you can also have a podcast. You can also have a podcast with it. Okay. Now, again, mhm, okay. Now, the other thing that I would want to show you when we go back is basically chat with the PDF. Now, what chat with a PDF is that you can upload a PDF here and then you can have a conversation with it. Again, with the free versions, there are definitely going to be limitations for the questions that you can. for the questions that you can test out, for the questions that you are able to test out for the questions that you're able to see every day. Now, when I go back to my for example, when I go back to my literature review, or when I go back to, for example, my library, I do have a paper in my library, and I want to pick up, for example, this paper, the association of, okay. This is a paper that is going to open up. It also tells you that, okay, what is an information that is already present there, and if you want to open that up. Now, within the library, another thing that you can do is that it saves your notebooks. It is also going to save any other information that you have been saving alongside. So if you would have seen, I had been saving information from all of my searches, and how that has particularly worked out. Now, if I want to chat to any, so it's giving me an overview of what is there, and I can ask any question that, okay, what are the limit? Okay, what are the limitations of the study? And it's going to explore the research, and then have a look into and talk about that. Okay, this is what it talks about with respect to the limitation of the study. You want to save it to your notebook that you were working with respect to gaming. You can do that. Moreover, do keep in mind, again, this can help you develop a better understanding of a research paper that is there. What is the study sample that they used? You can ask questions based on the source that is present. Now, moving back, I come back here and I want to show you one more thing, that is basically the AI writer. Now, the AI writer you can either choose from a template that is there. There are multiple templates that are present there. But the only thing is, for every day, you can just use the AI writer for 5 things. Now, you want to write a blog post, you want to write an essay, or any other thing, that how it is going to work out. This is something that you would need to keep in mind. I'm going to show you, this is what I started off with earlier. The rise of AI tools and AI, and a double-edged sword for university students. I had this outline generated, that, okay, this is what you can help me with. Now, for example, for a certain section, once I do this, I click. I'll ask it basically to continue writing with citations, and it is going to, within this, it is writing for me that, okay, oh, and for this particular section, it has written. But the only issue is that just because it is AI generated, it is going to get flagged there. And because I had it written with AI, this is going to, because I can only use it 5 times. So this is one of the limitations that is present there. So while you hover over something, you would see that, okay, it's giving me a suggestion. Now it's up to me whether I accept that suggestion or not. It has, because I had selected that, okay, you write it with respect to the citations. It is going to add in those citations. Ask AI, you can format it, you can write it in paragraph, add in headings, other tools as well. You can format any information, you can cite any information. So if you have any other suggestion, no, it is giving you suggestions with respect to the work that you have. That, okay, any suggestions with respect to the topic that you have picked up. So I do not have that in my library. I just clicked cite, and then it's giving me what are the other papers, what are the other information that I can cite. If I had written created by me, at the moment, I have not created anything that is in my. So these are all of the citations that are present in my library. The suggestions is what the AI is giving me. I hope this gives you a little bit of an idea with respect to that. Okay, what are the different things that are present? Now, the AI paraphraser. We can paraphrase information. Now, I'll show you what ends up happening here. It is Um, you can change the tone here. You can make it more academic. While I was checking it out, it flagged the whole as, and you can recheck it that, okay, whether or not it is AI generated and how, look, all of that came up as AI generated. So with paraphrasing tools, this is something that you would need to be careful about. Okay. Um, Now, one more thing that I would want to show you, because there's another amazing tool that I do want to showcase, and I'm just giving you an idea of what is there, what are the possibilities that you have. This is citation generator. As far as my workflow goes, I make use of Zotero or Mendeley and I put all of my information there. So in the case you at the moment are not using any of those reference management softwares, this is something that can also help you. Or I use the one in Word as well. So what is the reference citation style that is there? You can pick that up now, for example, because I use APA. And I'm going to pick up a random paper from here. You can add in any other paper. Now I'm going to do this. It is going to create a citation. It is going to create a citation for me. This is the main citation. This is the in-text citation. And you can copy this up. You can paste it in your own data. Again, there are different things. There are different possibilities that are there. So still with me, should we move on to the next tool? Okay. So the next tool that I am going to show you is, okay, let me find where my window is. Okay. And that's also one of the first tools that I had started exploring with respect to AI and research, and that is consensus. It's again amazing with respect to what it is able to do. And one of the best things that it keeps getting updated. Okay, there's a question. If I paraphrase a text, will it still be considered plagiarism? Ganya, if you're going to get it paraphrased from AI, there's a higher possibility that yes, it is going to be flagged as such. Now, a good idea with respect to paraphrasing is read it, understand the information, and try to write it yourself. I do understand that for a lot of us, English is not our first language, and there's a possibility of making mistakes. Um, and that is all, and that is okay. It's instead of getting whole of your work um, uh, flagged as AI generated, in that you would have understood what it means, and then maybe the error could be more with respect to the grammatical errors that are present. So paraphrasing basically is that you understand what the writer is saying and write it in your own words. Have a look at what are the possibilities that could be, that could be present. So I hope this addresses your question, even though there are a lot of tools that mention that it's not going to come up in an AI detector. I was looking at one of the posts on, I think so, on Facebook today. There, the constitution of Pakistan was put in one of the AI detectors, and it came off at that, okay, 71% of that is generated by AI. And we're talking about a time where AI is still in its developmental stages. So sometimes there are a lot of false positives as well. So better idea is to go ahead and then reduce the chances of getting flagged. Now, this is another amazing tool to help you with your research process. There are some of the things that SciSpace does very well. I like the notebook part. I really like the part while I'm writing that, okay, it can give me recommendations related to different things. I can chat with I can chat with a certain research paper. But the why I really like consensus is with the other options that it provides me. Again, the option of deep research is there. I have more options there with respect to that. Okay. But if I want to do a quick research, I have 10 papers. For the Scholar Agent, which is the 20 of analysis of 20 papers, you have 25 searches per month. Deep research is kind of, I think so, three are there is a possibility of three there, where literature review of 50 papers can be, a literature review of 50 papers is looked at. Then you can filter the information. You can filter information with respect to when it was published, journal rank, because again, the quality of the journals is also important. At least it needs to have, you want to tell, at least it needs to have how many citations. You can ask the paper as well. This option is still in beta form. It's still in testing. The type of methodology. If you're working with the type of research, and then you're like, I want to look for an observational study, a longitudinal study, you can again you can again tell about that. Field of study, or you want to look at that with respect to different countries, that okay, what have these particular countries, because this research, the research is conducted there a lot, what is ongoing. So you would see that similar to other ones, you have a try a deep research, draft an outline, create a table, try a consensus meeting. Now, if I click draft an outline, it's going to give me some of the things with respect to what do I want to do with respect to an outline. Draft an outline for a chapter on neuroinflammation and Alzheimer's disease. Draft an outline for a report on, or for example, draft an outline for a conference tutorial on prompt engineering best practices. Let's see what it gives us. So it's going to do the research. It's going to take a couple of seconds. With deep research, it does take a couple of minutes because it is going to scour the whole database and then give me the information. Now, what the outline element does is that it's not again going to write the whole information for you. What it's scouring, it's looking at, it's searching and organizing and telling you how is it that you can organize the information that is present. Now, for example, this is there. Now, 561, these are basically the sources that are there. So you can open up the source, you can cite the source, and it's giving you all of the information that is present, that okay, you don't need to you can open up the sources here, read them, and then see what are the possibilities that are present. So it gave me an outline. Again, a table was present, the technique is there, and it is also giving me that, okay, do I want to export it, copy with citations? Do I want to filter anything? What is it that I would like to do? And this is just one of the things that is there. There are 15, and these are the results of all of the papers that it has cited all of the papers that it has cited for me in my outline. Now I'm going to go back and I am going to show you the search part, that okay, what it is going to do. Okay, is gaming, or is increased social media usage related to increased, okay, division within the society. Division. Okay. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to test the consensus meter here. Okay. Is the increased usage of social media leading to increased division in the society. Sorry about the typographical errors. I usually have those when I am working. And then it's going to start looking for information within its own database. Because this is a yes or no question. It's already starting to generate the results for me. And also before generating the results, it is also telling me what is the information that is, it's going to summarize the information. And these are the 20 results that it has given me, 20 results that it has given me so far. And within this, it can also tell me that, okay, how many citations that are present, who is the writer, where that information has been published. Do I want to cite the paper? What is ongoing within that? What is ongoing with this paper has around 188 citations. Now, sometimes, again, as is happening here, it does get stuck like this. But what I wanted to actually show you, and good that I had done the work earlier, was this. What is the relation? And I was doing that, okay, smart dependency and cognitive control, and that, okay, what is the connection between them? And what it did was, it gave me key findings across studies that, okay, these are the findings, this is the population and the context that it looked at, and these are the research papers that where this finding is basically looked at. And then the mechanism and the moderators, what are there, and then already connects what is present there. Okay, then I asked it the question, does smartphone dependency directly impair adolescent control? Because this is a yes or no question. This is what I really love about the consensus. This is a consensus meter. Consensus meter is showing me that, okay, out of the eight papers, 80% of the papers say yes, 10% of the papers say possibility, 10% of the papers say no. And then within the research, that, okay, what are the papers where recency method with respect to that, okay, it's a 1 tier study, journal quality, which tier the journal is in, how many citations are there? Mixed reviews are not there, it's either yes or no. And then even evidence for neuroimaging and behavioral studies, green ones are the studies when you click them, they are yes. Then the red ones would be no. Yellow will be possibly that, okay, this is present there, this one. And you can click it, and then it is going to open up for you. I think so, Dr. Kiran, I'm going to answer your question for you here. So when a PDF opens up, I don't know what's happening. Okay. There are possibilities with respect to that. Okay, it's going to open the PDF up, and I don't know what's happening today. This happened with me yesterday too. It's open, it's going to look, the PDF opened up. You can click on the abstract, that, okay, what the abstract is, and you can click on the snapshot. You only, I think so, have around 10 snapshots for the month. And yes, you can ask it to generate a snapshot for you. Once you ask it to generate a snapshot, it is going to be searching for 7 attributes in the paper study, and it's going to generate a snapshot present there. Because this study had 3 out of 7 attributes, so this is the kind of a snapshot that it gave you. This is the abstract. This is what it gave you. Okay, what was the method? What were the outcomes, and what were the results that were present? You can open up the PDF. If it's an open access one, you can open the PDF up, and then you can get in more information with respect to what is present there. Okay. So and the best thing, one of the other things is the paid version is actually economical within for consensus. Now let me show you one of the other ones. If this has opened up, it still decides to not do that. Good that I had done my work earlier. Now, another question and this was with respect to deep research, and because deep research takes a little time, I had to do it earlier. How does the growing use of generative AI tools affect students' digital well-being and learning habits? Gives me a snapshot. Generative AI tools have mixed effects on students. It gave me an introduction. It gave me a consensus meter again. This is what 14%, 14 papers, 14% are saying this is what's happening. And when I click all details, it's giving me details with respect to that, okay, wow, when it was published, methods, journalists, and how many citations are present. It tells, okay, the 14 papers, large scale, multi country, and experimental studies are there, mixed ones, what are there? What are the methods? Again, what the search strategy that it had utilized, the results that are present, the positive ones, effect on digital well-being. This is what the deep research can do for you. The research timeline as well, that okay, where all of the papers and all of the sources that I have, that it has searched up for me, where are those basically present? Who are the top contributors? And again, you click them, and then it will also give you a preview of the paper that is there. It's not just that, okay, you click one, two, three, and then you'll have to go below and then see, okay, where the paper is. Then the discussion is also there. The literature demonstrates that, okay, generative can be powerful catalysts. Now, claim and evidence table is there. Just have a look into what are the other things the deep research is going to do for you. So, claim generative AI tools enhance student engagement, motivation, evidence strength is strong, and which are the papers that support that particular claim that is present. Over reliance, that's kind of moderate. These are the papers that do that. Where it's strong, where it's moderate, and again, it's giving the other information. The conclusion, the research gap, and the best thing, it also gives you a research gap matrix. Some of us who are visual learners, they're able to see, okay, how many studies are there at the moment in higher education that are looking at engagement and motivation, digital well-being, student equity, K-12, vulnerable populations, and you would see that, okay, there is a gap that's present here. There is a gap there as well. Longitudinal with respect to studies, with respect to meta-analysis, where the gap is and where fewer researchers have been conducted, and where there's a possibility where you can locate your own research, where an area that is not tapped in, that can be looked into more. And these are open research questions that, okay, what is there, what are the possibilities, and it is again going to summarize the information. These are the results with respect to what are the research papers that it has looked at, because it is deep research. I'll go up and I'll that, okay, it's a 9 step. And while the research is taking place, it tells me that, okay, what are the 9 step process that it has. It identified 1039 papers, screened 640, 507 were eligible, and 50 top papers were included within this. 50 top papers were included within this research. And you click and it gives you a little bit of more overview that, okay, in what way the work was done. Again, do keep in mind it is AI, cross verify the information, look at whether or not it's helping you move in the right direction. Which databases it is connected to, what is there, what isn't there. So try different tools out, test and experiment. What are the possibilities that are present for your research? What is a tool that definitely works out for you once you have identified a research area that you would want to work with, and how you are developing, how you're establishing your own workflow. So these are the different things that can help you filter in the information, help you read smarter, help you extract data for your work in a smarter way. Because again, with AI tools, it's more about amplification of your own skills and ideas that are there. So how would you do that? Um, so if somebody is studying about medical research, it can do that. You can add in sources as well. You can add in your own source. Um, Talked about that. Okay, with Quick, it's going to give me just an overview of 10 papers, most or less. Today, I've looked at Pro. And because I had done the deep research earlier, I have just showcased you how the deep research component works out. So test different tools out, see how they basically help you with establishing what you would like to do. You want to create a table now. You're maybe I want to have a look at generate a table. Oh, okay. There's the pros and cons of artificial intelligence for weight management. And then it's going to generate the responses. I can have it in, for example, I want it in a table form. This is how the table is going to look. That okay, what are the results? What's the answer? If the population is there, method, what is the method there? Once it is conducted, it is going to here you go. What are the outcomes? Again, gives you a bird's eye overview of the information that is about the information that is present there with the question that you've asked. So the quality of question matters, experimentation at your end is going to matter. Just don't rely on one tool. Go to different tools, see what are the results, compare, contrast what works better for you, and in what way different tools or a set of different tools is helping you achieve your goal, helping you establish your understanding. Maybe there's a certain tool within your area of research that works out really very well, and it does not work for a colleague. That is also possible. It doesn't mean that okay, something that I like is something that somebody else is also going to really enjoy. So the results just were going to showcase that okay, what it does in table form, the results, the outcomes. In the case of sample study, the sample, the size of the sample is present. It is going to give us all of that information. If you remember in SciSpace, you could only have five columns. At the moment, here you have the country, you have the duration of the study, the count, the sample size, all of these information is present. If my research papers, where it's extracting the data from, I need to upgrade to extract data up to 20 paper, but just showcasing that okay, this is the type of information that you can find out for a paper. There you can open up and see where the full text is present. So again, tools are definitely going to help you with uh, developing your understanding that okay, what is there, how is it that you can work. So have any questions, let me know. And if I have missed out any point with respect to in both of these tools, let me know about that. And I wanted to show you another tool and just 5 minutes. I would just need 5 minutes. Errum, do I have those? Or are there any questions that I need to address before that?
We do have 10 minutes. If we have
Okay,
questions, we might need to address them first.
okay. If I have a question, I'll definitely do that. Okay.
Do you guys
So,
have question? I think so. Continue, Miss Sana. Don't think so that
okay.
there is any
Okay,
question.
what I wanted to show you was another rule. Once you have, for example, at times you're looking for different other papers that are connected to our papers. One tool for that is, let me go back, and that is connected papers. So connected papers, if you're a visual learner, that's going to help you a lot. That okay, where and how my paper is, how a paper that I really like is connected to all of the papers that what are the other papers that are present there. Now, this is the tool. You can search by keyword, add in a paper title, DOI, or any other identifier that is present. And I am sorry. Not able to see my screen. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. So what it does is that, okay, you give it a research paper, you give it a DOI, and it is going to create something like this for you. Now, this is the paper that I had, that the relationship between smartphone addiction and predisposition and impulsivity among the students, among Korean students. Now, this is the research paper that I had. This is my research paper that I had given. And then what it does is that it is going to This is the research paper. It is showcasing what are the other connection or other connected studies related to my work. Now, once I hover over a study, it's giving me on the right hand side the name of the research study, how many citations there are present, where is that particular information. I and the bigger the circle is, it means that there are more citations. The more citations they are present, and more relevant also it is to your study. The colors below showcase the years the year a particular study has been published. Okay, then you would see that, okay, you can look into what are the papers that have been published prior to this 2018 paper that I had put in, and what here the citations that are present, what is the once I hover over a paper, it's going to on the side give me information about what the paper is. Derivative basically is all of the papers that are cited, these are papers that cited many of the papers in the graph. That can be either surveys or field of recent relevant research. This is present there. You can you can list information with respect to that. Okay, similarity of origin is also there, citations, year, references. You can download the list as well. You can filter the information that is present there. And you can also see what are the other things that you can do. You can filter the information with respect to that. Okay, if they're open access, which year had a lot of publications. If there is a certain code that is present, you can do graph versions. I think so for 1 month, for 1 month, you can create 5 graphs like this. You can save papers as well. You can do a graph history, and as more researchers get added to that particular field of study, more your graph is also going to is also going to get updated. So full screen, you want to download a graph, you can share it. You can basically share a graph with somebody. You can share a graph with somebody as well. I'm coming to this paper, and once I hover over it, it'll tell me, okay, where this paper within the graph also is, and how it is connected to different other papers as well, and how again all of those papers are also connected. So at times you have a seminal paper within the research study that you're connecting, and you want to see what are the other connected works that are present. The connected papers definitely is best for that. There's another tool that at times you would hear being recommended a lot, but if you're somebody who does not want to get overwhelmed by the research process, by finding out relevant information, this is the best place that you can start off with. Thank you, Miss Kiran. I am really grateful, and thank you so much for Women Extension as well, Errum, Kanvi, everybody to for arranging the session, because I really, really not only like exploring but also share exploring as well with respect to share what I've learned. How is it that I believe that it can help somebody establish their workflow as well? Guys, have any questions? Let me know. Because I think so we have just a couple of minutes left for this session.
Actually, I would like to add rather than ask question. Uh, when you were talking about that, we have to recheck about the summaries that are being shared to make sure that they are right. Because at the end of the day, it is an AI tool, and we don't know a person like me who's a little bit, very particular about how I want my work. I want to recheck again and again, or even once. But over the time, I have felt that it is increasing my dependency on AI, because when I initially started research, we used to go through
Hmm.
papers and papers and papers of, there was this creating just
Hmm.
like the size space table, but on our own, the literature review
Hmm.
table that we call it back in the day. So that day
Hmm.
I was thinking that, okay, it has somehow eradicated all
Hmm.
that process of going through
Hmm.
papers again and again, and it has increased my dependency. Maybe I need to take a step back. And then I was like, but these tools are there for a reason to help us. So I was like, maybe we need to create a balance between these two, or maybe we need to, or there is going to be, a revolution or evolution about how we are going to see research in the future? Because I mean, how are we going now that everything is, as an academic, your task is to find the gap by
Hmm.
yourself. But if these tools are doing that, how are we going
Hmm.
to see the research in the future? So this was just a thought I'm having these days, and I was like, maybe
Yeah.
we need to like focus on this thing, and
Look, with any technology that has come up, or this is a main question that we have had with the existential crisis that always comes up when maybe the computers came in. This is the kind of question that at that point people had, that okay, our library is also going to be redundant. Now the thing is, with AI in play, and this is a technology that's not going anywhere, and it's just going to get it's just going to improve over the years. It's going to get better. Now, with respect to research, definitely we would need to, if AI can do a lot of our work, if it can help us with the literature review, with the analysis, it means with that we need to bring in a deeper human insight, find those critical connections, find those connections that at the moment the AI is not able to have a look at, and in what way that human insight helps us improve. Because by the end of the day, that the purpose of research is that it is helping us understand the patterns that are present and share those with other people. So yes, your question with respect to, we are becoming we are depending on AI. Earlier we would have to read all of that, and we still do, but then we have to, and it's also about the time aspect as well. You want to study smartly, you want to conduct your research as well. But if we are going to, we as humans would also have to create that balance. If all of us are just going to end up producing AI generated researches, then it means that we are not valuing research as much. We need to value research. We need to be able to have a look at where we stand within this process. Because again, the aspect of what we bring in with respect to the human aspect of the emotional element that is present. Now, for example, let's have a look at a study with respect to, for example, we talk about generative AI, and we talk about generative AI with respect to how students are using it. And a lot of times, the debate about cheating is there. That okay, they're using it and they're cheating, and then all of that. Now, looking at it from the student's perspective, there's also one more thing, that can we also understand the reasons, what's ongoing at the student's end? Um, at times, they're not confident about their language. At times, they don't have enough time. Our grading system is also one of the factors that ends up putting a lot of pressure on them, that okay, when they're working on it at the very last moment, they're like that, okay, maybe if I write it by myself, I may not be able to have that good marks. That okay, if I have submit something that's AI generated, it looks perfect, um, then then it's going to be accepted. So on a whole, when we're looking at all of these factors as a human or as an educator that's standing in the classroom, I do understand there are other systematic issues as well. At the back, there can be students who's pressurized, the educator pressurized, multiple factors there. And maybe the AI at that particular moment, as a researcher or as an insight developer, cannot do that. But it's going to be really very effective in medical researchers, already is doing some amazing stuff there. So we can use it as a research assistant, use it there, use it to amplify and augment your work, not as not as something that's going to replace you. So definitely the dynamic of research in the coming years is going to change.
there's a question by Miss Chiamo. Sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. That whether is it advisable for beginners to use AI to write their first paper?
Um, I would not advise that. Okay. What I would want you to look into, maybe have it generate an outline for you that, okay, give me, um, and then write it yourself. What the outline can do is that it can provide you with insights. But if you're going to again have AI generate the whole paper, it's going to get flagged because all of these journals are using AI detectors. They are maybe using Turnitin or anything else. So you don't want your work to be flagged. You don't want your work to be flagged there. And also, if you're writing, look, we would also want to have confidence in our own abilities. If we, from the very start, um, are using AI to do our work for us, it would become easier for us to go back to it again and again. What you can do is, if you attended yesterday's session, maybe help you figure out what the areas that you can work in. Number two, you can also ask it to critique the work. Another thing that you can do is you can ask it to ask you questions to establish your clarity, and you'll be like, I'm stuck. Okay, the blank page syndrome that's there. So that's why I say, okay, maybe use it for brainstorming. And then think about it, okay, there's another angle that I would like to explore. In what way it's going to work out. So maybe use it as a thinking board more, a place where you go to where you talk out loud and see what's possible, how it can help you systemize your work, help you figure out what are the different angles that are present, but not do all of your work for you. Because if you do all of it, if you do again, the problem is going to be over reliance. It is also going to be the possibility that it's going to be flagged as AI generated work and get rejected as well.
Any more questions? Or else I'll close this session. Okay, I don't think so there are any more. Thank you so much, Miss Sana, for today's session. We explored some really, really good AI-driven tools that can strengthen our literature review process. And I hope the methods and examples that you have shared today will help our fellows doing their work more effectively and efficiently, and they can think more critically about the sources they are working on. So thank you, everyone, and a big thank you to Miss Sana. And I hope to meet tomorrow.
Yeah, don't miss out on tomorrow's session. I'm going to the tomorrow's tools are going to be really, really fascinating. Something that I have talked about earlier in one of my earlier sessions, but there are new features that have come in there as well. So do join us, bring in somebody else as well that you feel like can benefit from that session. And let's explore and see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.